Welcome back to the rundown. Well, some religious leaders are refusing to stop large gatherings to combat COVID-19. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala is urging them to heed the president's ban, and gatherings of no more than 100 people are allowed. Well, police are already swooping in on people who don't observe disaster protocols. Our reporter Pamantla Koke joins me now from Durban for more on this particular story. Thank you so much, Pamantla, for your time, and good to have you this afternoon. I understand that the KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala has addressed this issue of religious leaders, of course, disobeying the ban. What did he have to say?
He was talking tough, saying this is non-negotiable. People need to adhere to those regulations that were announced by the president. He said they have already sent a delegation to one KwaZulu-Natal bishop, basically, who was sounding defiant, saying he will continue with the Easter weekend services there. Bishop Ngobo has come out to say nothing will stop them, no coronavirus will stop him and his congregation from continuing with the church service during the Easter weekend. So basically the Premier was saying they will not allow that to happen. They have dispatched a delegation to go and lobby him and convince him, but just to tell him that it will not happen. No one is allowed to have a number of more than 100 people coming together. Let's listen to what the Premier said.
We thank you for acting responsibly, but we call on all of you to ensure that we adhere to the rules and the directives that have been presented by the President. One, the fact that we are saying we must not have more than 100 people meeting at the same time is quite important. The fact that we must adhere to social distancing is key and important. We cannot undermine that, because it is what have helped other countries. And therefore, information and knowledge will be important in dealing with this issue. Secondly, communicating the same language and the same message to our people will help us.
Now, of course, we know that KZN also has confirmed cases of COVID-19, but what do we know so far about COVID-19's patient zero?
Before I answer that question, allow me to tell you and our viewers that Health MEC in KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zulu, has just confirmed something very disturbing, that you would have some top businesses in KwaZulu-Natal, particularly within the tourism sector in KZN North Coast, that continue to accept and host international tourists who come from high-risk countries, including Germany. Over the weekend, one business up north accommodated about 4 German tourists, and 2 of them tested positive yesterday for the coronavirus. Obviously, those statistics are not part of the 39, the number that was confirmed yesterday by the Department of Health. They will be incorporated into the latest statistics that are likely to be released later today. They have been taken to the isolation ward at the Manguze Hospital in the border between South Africa and Mozambique, but those who have been in contact with them, they remain inside that lodge or that BNB. They have been quarantined there, they have been tested, and their results are pending. But coming back to patient zero and his wife, together with other 2 people who were part of the group of 10 that had gone to Italy, they have tested negative and they've since been discharged from hospital. Now that will come as some sort of a relief to the people of KwaZulu-Natal, because patient zero was the first case in KwaZulu-Natal, together with his wife and 2 other people in that group of 10 that had traveled to Italy and then came back tested positive. Let's listen to Health MEC in KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zulu.
The patient that we refer to as patient zero has now been released from hospital and is actually free of the virus. Now, you become free of the virus once you have you no longer have the symptoms and you have been tested twice, and on both occasions your test comes out negative. So he has no symptoms anymore. He does not. He has tested negative on 2 different occasions. So that's a very positive and good thing that we believe that the community needs to know. The 2 patients, or of the patients that we had in Eddington Hospital, 2 of them also, and a couple also were released on Saturday, and they themselves had tested twice and and have on both occasions tested negative. So it means that they've gone back home. The wife of patient 0 has also gone back home, where the 4th patient that was in a private facility was also released on Saturday because he also no longer has symptoms and has tested negative on both occasions.
All right, and this is where we leave our conversation. Siphamandla Koke, our reporter in KZN, just summarizing in terms of what Premier Sihle Zikalala had to say with regards to some religious leaders refusing to obey this ban of more than 100 people gathered. This, of course, as the Easter holidays approach. But also quite worrying that there seems to be some businesses operating business as usual, where we understand, of course, within St. Lucia, there were a tour of around 4 of Germans, 2 who tested positive after, of course, sleeping in the lodge and also doing some tourism activities there.